Chairman. Mr. Scott, congratulations
Thank you,
on
sir.
your nomination, and enjoyed our conversation. Welcome to you and your family. When we met in my office, we agreed that we must have a secure border. There's no question about that. We have to have a secure border. We also agreed that we should treat everybody who arrives at our border seeking asylum with dignity and respect. Would you agree with that, yes or no?
I believe we should treat everybody with dignity and respect.
I agree with that, and I was alarmed, therefore, to see the Trump administration rescind a federal policy protecting sensitive locations like churches, schools, and hospitals from immigration enforcement. I think fomenting fear, widespread fear in communities like what we're seeing right now, is not treating folks who live in that community with dignity or respect. Yes or no, are you currently aware, of any CPB presence at churches, schools, or hospitals within CBP's geographic jurisdiction?
Other than for recruiting, I am not aware.
You're not aware. As a pastor, I know firsthand the importance of being able to worship without fear of persecution. Do you agree that CBP presence outside a church can intimidate worshipers who are just there to worship and who pose no threat to the community?
I'm aware that misunderstandings about CBP, what we do, the way that information is shared in the media can make people fear when they should not. They don't have
Let me
any.
ask the question again. Do you agree that CBP presence outside a church would intimidate worshipers who pose no threat to the community?
I can't speculate. I'm not trying to dodge the question, but I can't speculate on that answer. If you're a U.S. citizen or a legal resident, there's no reason to fear any
I can tell
CBP.
you that there are communities that are experiencing widespread fear, regardless of their citizenship status or immigration status. And I think those folks ought to be able to worship without fear and without intimidation. And I feel this deeply as a pastor. Every Sunday as I lead worship in my sanctuary, and there are folks who lead worship, participate in worship in sanctuaries. Sanctuary ought to be just that. It ought to be sanctuary. And it's clear to me that ought to be a line that we ought to respect unless there's something urgent and compelling. If confirmed to lead CBP, would you permit your officers to engage in immigration enforcement activity at churches, at hospitals, at schools, even when it's clear that your targets pose no danger to others in those locations? Yes or no?
If confirmed as commissioner, I commit that I will have conversations with the community, and we'll make those decisions based on a case-by-case basis. I can't make a waiver because every case is different.
Right,
there's there's a violation of law. CBP has, or ICE or someone else has to take action.
The standard I'm asking you about is very, very clear. I'm asking you if the person poses no danger or threat to themselves or others in those locations, those sensitive locations, do you still feel that you have a compelling interest in violating what I see as sacred space in order to pursue somebody who's not a danger to themselves or the community?
So I commit to you, if commissioner, will do what I believe is being done now, which is a case-by-case basis. And if there are other places to take that law enforcement action that's required that don't involve those aspects you just talked about, that's where it should take place. But I can't give you a blanket. I'm not going to mislead anybody. I'm not going to give anybody a blanket promise that we're not going to go into those areas if we deem it's the right thing to do.
Well, we're seeing this happening right now. And I have to tell you that I disagree strongly with this policy. I believe that houses of worship are sacred. I believe that sanctuary is sanctuary. I believe that folks ought to be able to go to school and get an education. They ought to be able to go to the hospital when they're sick. And that we ought to protect these sensitive locations And that's why I'm a proud co-sponsor of Senator Blumenthal's Protecting Sensitive Locations Act to ensure that no one has to live in fear while getting medical care, while being educated, or worshiping their God. Thank you so much. I enjoyed our conversation, and if confirmed, I strongly encourage you to please, sir, instruct your officers to treat everybody in CBP's jurisdiction, particularly in these sensitive areas, with dignity and respect.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.